9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Well, hello, beautiful people. Happy Monday, Buzz. Your sweetest oos is here for the Monday night edition of WWT Live as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And we are getting started today. We have a couple of stories and things to go over. I know it's been a minute, but I swear I have not left you guys. I am here for you. I'm so excited to be here. I missed you guys. Yes, what a way to open the show and start the week. Monday, we are here. Another week and more wrestling. Just more wrestling. It's just never ending. It's just this constant wheel that keeps on turning, man. It's just wrestling every single day, and it's just been really, really amazing. Really, really excited to get into all the stuff that we have prepared for you today. And just so you know, guys, I'm not alone. We don't do these things alone. We're family here, okay? And I'm really excited to be joined by both of these gentlemen. I haven't seen these guys in quite some time, so I'm really excited that they're here tonight. I'm happy that everybody's already popping off in the chat. This is great energy, and this is exactly what we need for this Monday edition of WWT. So without further ado, let's get into the esteemed panel that we have joining me today. Of course, you know him as the Podfather, one of the greatest here at WWT and our WWT family. Mr. Flobo is in the house. How we doing there, buddy?
Yo, I'm doing great. I acknowledge you, sweet Zeus. Thanks for having me on a Monday. Appreciate it.
I'm so glad to be here. I was like, man, I'm opening the show. I'm so excited. I was getting the stuff ready for the show. I'm off today, so I really feel good about doing being a little bit of the hostess with the mostess for this evening. So I'm excited. But how are you doing today, sir? All good?
I can't complain. Like, you're right. Every week the wrestling game does not stop, so we had to cover it all. So I'm feeling good, relaxed. Took myself a nap in the afternoon. Those afternoon naps be hitting.
Those power naps are everything, y'all. If you know, man. And not for nothing. That's what we talked about with Boss Lady, with TK. Shout out to TK. On many nights where we do our thing for media and stuff like that. Team no sleep, only nap. And speaking of no sleep, because this man has been absolutely everywhere. Hollywood, NXT, Bonafide, just Bonafide in the whole world, the way it should be. And that is the Professor. Gerard Bonner is in the house. I'm so happy to see you, Professor. How's it going?
Hey. I'm good. How are you? Good to see you guys.
What's up?
What's going on, Flobo? You good, man?
I'm good, man. It's been a minute. How you living, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I no complaints. I am good.
I love the commentary voice, man. I respect the craft.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You don't play the voice of WWT. Period. It's so good to see you guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. Let's just get right into it. First, well, before we get into it, we got to, of course, acknowledge our good people in the chat. Eric, Isaac, cousin Ron, always a blessing and always pleasure having you guys here. Cindy, Amanatu, Pachu, as always, special little nobodies, and Boza, of course, as well. Cindy is very excited. We are going to be getting into that a little bit. Trust me, I got you, girlfriend. The maestro, Gerard Bonner. I like
you, kind
that.
Sir.
The
Thank
maestro.
You, kind sir.
Somebody get this man the suit and the wand, please.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness, it would help if I provided the slides. Let's see here. So wait, that's not the right slide, but we have today a lot going on. There's some news in the wrestling world, and we're going to get into that right now. So we have, first, let's start off. Why didn't did it not save? All right, well, let's just do this. Let's just start it off with LFG. We announced 2 winners from LFG. Well, one main winner, of course, but there was a runner-up as well. Congratulations, Madam Tyra May Steele and King Jasper Troy. Really, really great work they did throughout the competition. I know I kind of missed a couple of episodes, but overall, I got the idea that these were the 2 to keep an eye out There was a lot of really great talent throughout this competition. The coaches were great in, handing down the knowledge and the advice in the way that they felt was necessary. How do we feel about our first winners of the first season of LFG? Football, I'll start with you, brother.
I was a little worried because here's the deal about LFG. I always wondered when it came out, who was it for, right? Because long-term wrestling fans have an idea of how this works. If this wasn't tough enough, this was like a more adult approach. But I was worried about Tyra May Steele's trajectory, not because she didn't have the talent, but I was wondering, will there be enough to say, hey, look, we believe in you and win that first season of LFG? I thought somehow there'd been some kind of like shenanigans or flimflammery or malarkey, but true talent rises to the top, man. Above head and shoulders. The conditioning Olympic level came through week after week, and to be able to do that and be coached is a rarity at that level, and she made it look easy, so props to her.
She did. Professor, what do you say about the journey of both Tyra May Steele and Jasper Troy throughout this competition? And how do you think this could possibly play out for either of them in the future, being that now they are the winners?
I think it's interesting. I think sometimes we place so much stock on whoever wins the competition that we forget about the opportunities for the others involved. So let me just start firstly with the winners. On the men's side, I definitely think Jasper Troy was the odds-on favorite. I think what he demonstrated on a weekly basis showed the kind of grit, the kind of passion that's needed to be sustained in this business. What I do think is interesting, I loved the honesty of the coaches last night when they talked about the specific things that they saw as potential issues for both of these. For Jasper, this idea of not being able to take feedback well on a negative perspective. And, I wonder how much of that is taken just from that one instance with Gunther versus repeated feedback, because it seemed like throughout the show, he took feedback well, except for that moment with Gunther. In terms of Tyra May Steele, I think the competition was super close with her and Xena. And there is an argument that could be made that it could have gone the way of Xena Sterling. I think what it boiled down to for Shawn Michaels, and I understand this, is who can you put on TV right now? And I think when you look at a Xena Sterling, who basically you would have to watch LFG to get her story. I think Boza asked, who is Tyra May Steele outside of an Olympic gold medalist? Who does she need to be outside of an Olympic gold medalist? I think that's the thing that's proved to be the overarching element, because as an Olympic gold medalist, you automatically bring credibility to what you're doing, because what it's saying is you are the absolute best in the world at an amateur level, or at whatever level you were performing at, right? So that automatically, and no matter the sport or the genre, because it's the Olympics, and first of all, if you're an Olympian, period, you get a certain degree of credibility. That's one of the things that made Mark Henry credible when he walked in, and several other Olympians. But Kurt Angle got the rocket ship attached to him because he was a gold medalist. Now, one thing we've seen is that an Olympic gold medalist alone is not enough to make you successful. Cue Gable Steveson. But Tyra May Steele is certainly a different case than him, and I think she's certainly willing to learn. But I will again say that I don't think this is it for the others who did not win. I wouldn't be surprised to see them on your TV sooner than later.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. There's a lot of those contestants that already had the ability before they even started, that you could just see it off of them, even a presence like a Bailey Humphreys, like, come on now, like you just see it. There's just undeniable presence. And I think what was also great about seeing this show was the hunger in these new creative superstars, future athletes, wrestlers, or current even athletes, because some of them already came in as athletes. And They just need to add some seasoning. That's all they needed. And with the knowledge of the legends that they had hired, and of course with Shawn Michaels at the helm, there's no denying that they are going to have an amazing career going forward, whether they won or not. It's kind of like, the whole American Idol treatment, if you're into that sort of thing. Like, the top 14, they're good. They're going to be fine. Jennifer Hudson didn't make it all the way, but guess what? She got that Oscar and the Dreamgirls and all of that. Like, you know what I mean? There's definitely going to be time for that. But congratulations to both Jasper Troy and Tyra May Steele. I was honestly rooting for her the whole time. She was just somebody like she was so easy on the eye and so inescapable because her energy just exudes that either bubbliness, but some toughness and grit in there too. Like she's been places and she told a great story throughout her journey in this competition. So I'm really proud and happy for both of these superstars. Can't wait to see what they do going forward. And before we go into the next thing, we are being joined by another one of our esteemed panelists here. Who could it possibly be? You know who it is. It's only the other half of the greatest tag team in electrifying tag team in digital entertainment, baby. The Councilman.
Look what Jesus did. Look what Jesus did.
Look at God. Look at that.
Look at it. Look at it. We go. Listen. We working.
I love it.
Okay, I love it.
Doing the Lord's work out here.
But your councilman is here.
Mm-hmm.
Here for a good time, not a long time. We are busy. You see, we busy over here.
Oh
yeah, across the streets right now.
He's got my vote.
SmackDown. I got a women's world champion. I got a future Money in the Bank purse. Like it's just so busy over here right now.
You got a lot going on with the constituents, Strattonville, Greenville, and everywhere, Councilmanville.
Yep. We got the Simi Islands just thriving right now. Just getting him prepared.
Plural.
So, Councilman, we just came off of, before we went forward, before we do continue on, I want to get your thoughts on the current winners of the LFG competition with Tyra May Steele and Jasper Troy. Did you even have a chance to watch the competition throughout? And if you did, what do you think about our winners?
The black woman won. That's all I care about. I don't care about nothing else. The black woman won, as she should have.
They always do.
She got it all. She got the charisma. She got the mic skill. Like that girl's a star. All of them are. Like majority of them are. Like I will say, in LFG's like whole series, I didn't see not one person that I didn't see being signed to WWE. All of them all of them have these, particular places as far as like where they are as far as development goes, but all of them look like promising aspects that the WWE can really be able to put their money on.
Councilman, can I ask you a question? I want to jump in here, but let's say you got signed by WWE today, right? And or picture like it's a 2K storyline or whatever, and you have a choice of going on LFG or Evolve. Would you pick LFG because of the slower pace and the more time, more face time learning a story, or would you just go right to the fire?
I'm going to the fire. I've already wrestled before when I was younger. I just need to get these ropes back again. Shout out to Booker T and his school for helping me. Once again, just like this, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I also have to keep that in mind. I'm 38 years old. Like
you say when I was younger, like you old or something.
Yeah, for real. You younger than me. Like, what are you?
I worked at Blockbuster. That can tell you a lot. I worked at Blockbuster.
He's right.
Exactly.
That's funny.
A whole generation didn't know that was a building.
Yeah, that's funny.
You gotta remember, we've lived like 5 centuries if you were born in the 80s. Like we have been through so much, okay? And we're not even in our 40s. So that's why
survived the pandemic.
Exactly. Like mentally, I'm 268 years old.
let me throw this out there too in terms of LFG versus Evolve. LFG, all of the talent that's there has already been signed, and they're from the Performance Center. Evolve is primarily you got a hint of Performance Center with a mixture of indies and WWE ID in there. So you will see, and there already are some folks from LFG on evolve. I think it's an interesting trajectory whichever way you go, because obviously you take the chance to win an NXT contract, which is where the Evolve people are looking for. Though on the Evolve side, obviously, if you're working the indies and you can tell the world that you're on Evolve, that obviously puts you in a great space. And you could end up like a Sean Legacy, who has been on Evolve and now finds himself on NXT in a marquee match tomorrow night. So it's all in whatever you do with whatever you choose. But I think both of them are interesting choices.
Absolutely.
So, Bonner, what you saying is NXT Bonafide is coming soon. That's all I
snap!
heard.
Breaking news.
Bonafide on A&E.
Let's
all I
go.
heard.
Sunday.
That was all I heard.
Oh wait!
Okay.
Oh, he got the.
all I
So
heard.
now that LFG is gone, it's gonna be replaced with Bonafide G from
Sign me
LFG to
up.
Bonafide G
Hey,
until the
to
next.
be honest though, I would not mind seeing a show like that. Like I know they've talked about WWE Unreal and showing the writers' room and stuff, and I know all of us have our different opinions of it. I would love to see a show about the journalists, the interviewers, the commentators, and what they deal with on a backstage presence of like the ropes of learning how to get all of this stuff situated, how these things go, getting ready for like the live that night and like what they have to do. I would love to see that from there.
It's a different world. I'll tell you that. It's a different world.
Indeed. But yeah, so again, congratulations to those two. Just wanted to get Councilman's quick thoughts on that. And also in other news for LFG, if you're looking for more, you can get more. It has been renewed for a season 2. Again, A&E is going to continue the deal with WWE, and we got another season. Looks like we're going to have the factory continues moving, guys.
Yeah. My understanding is that it'll be 2 seasons a year. That's my understanding.
Oh, okay. So later this year then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. And I like these kinds of shows. Like Professor, I totally understand your take on the situation about Unreal and everything like that. Like there's some things that I feel like they shouldn't pull back the curtain on. But in regards to this stuff, like the Tough Enough kind of formula, like I've always really thoroughly enjoyed that. I guess secretly because I wanted to be a wrestler at one point in my life, but I just never acted on it. So I just like to continue to watch.
There's still time.
And that way,
there's still time.
I don't know.
You ain't 80 or 90. You can still take a bump. What's going on?
Right.
Well, I mean, if you say it, now that you say it, DDP did pull off being a superstar at 35. So
he did.
And look at him now.
Batista started late too. So
yeah.
And the way stuff moving now with social media and all that stuff, like
it's very doable.
Yes.
Well, you never know. Maybe the sweetest juice will make something happen, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, I like to leave it. I like to be the viewer, and I like to watch it. But part of me also feels like, oh, I wonder what it's like. You know what I mean? But yeah. But again, shout outs to LFG. Continuing on, we'll see season 2 later on this year. Let's get into the action for tonight because, of course, our producer from the future got to go to work. Let's get into Raw. Monday Night Raw is tonight. I'm not sure about a watch along. I'm hopeful that said after doing such great work this week for this weekend over I forgot what it was. What was it? LA Con or something like that?
Revolution, Ontario.
Comic-Con Revolution, yes.
Which is a weird thing to say out loud, but
yeah. But yes, Ced was out here doing the Lord's work for WWT as well. So you guys just gonna stay tuned for that stuff. Hopefully there will be watch along tonight. Maybe we'll hear from him before the show's out. But we are getting it starting it pretty hot this week. We got the Yeet Master versus Braun Breaker, and then we also have Money in the Bank qualifiers. 'Tis the season, guys, and here we are. We have some faces that we haven't seen in a while. Look at Miss Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley, and a returning Kairi Sane, which was previously announced before Showtime intentionally by WWE on socials. I was really surprised that they did this. In regards to the surprise, maybe there's a bigger story at play here with them, but I'm excited to see this match in particular, as well as, of course, I'm sure the councilman is more than happy. We got the man, we got the prodigy and the boat in one match for a qualifier for Money in the Bank. This match is going to be it. It's probably going to be the match of the night. I'm already saying it right now. But that's going to be happening. And we also have, I saw this picture and it gave me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
We have Penta teaming up with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles versus Finn Balor and the newly returned JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. Guys, is there any matches that we're looking forward to this evening, Professor?
All of them.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great lineup tonight. I mean, this match is a dream match. Penta and AJ Styles together, like what? That's going to be incredible. I'm curious though, in terms of the women's qualifiers, are we going to see Natalya or are we going to see Natty Neidhart? That's what I want to know.
Listen, those are two different people, y'all. Those are two different women.
Because who the woman who showed up at the NWA over the weekend is honestly who needs to be in the WWE. Because if she shows up, we got another thing coming. But I think the challenging part of a match like this is the only one of these three who needs is Roxanne. For anybody else to win this is a little wild to me. But I'm loving the fact that we've got two great qualifying matches on the women's side tonight. And I think this is going to be a good look. And welcome back, Kairi Sane. Again, there's another match where the last person, and I say this respectfully, the last person who needs to be in a Money in the Bank match is Rhea Ripley.
Right.
Like,
right.
why?
We know that.
This is a woman who beat no one and somehow qualified for a WrestleMania World Title match. So her being in a qualifier for Money in the Bank seems, I don't know, just not right. So it's great to see Zoe Stark back. Wonderful to see Kairi Sane. It's going to be a fun time.
Not for nothing. I mean, I know the Councilman, you're going to hate me for saying this, but Mommy in the Bank.
So yeah,
do a
smoke bomb, bro. Where'd she go?
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Don't be saying that out loud. Don't be saying stuff like that out loud, because it is gonna come true. Every time you say stuff out loud, it comes true.
That's great.
It's the power of manifestation. I'm sorry. I had to.
That's
It was right there in front of me. I just had to. I couldn't leave it.
That's
Bada said it best. You Karen Ripley Joe way in the WrestleMania. You could have just said like, "Yo, I want another shot." Like, and I don't like it because all three of them is just like, "Yo, I don't want to see none of them lose."
Right.
I want Zoe Stark to get in. I want Kairi Sane to get in. Like, but we know who this going to.
Do we?
I would be very surprised if it didn't. I would be very surprised if Rhea did not win this.
If Rhea did not win this, you would be surprised?
I would be very surprised if Rhea does not get this.
No, she's not winning it tonight. The reason why she's in this match is because Zoe Stark is ice cold and Kairi Sane's returning. So if you're a casual fan of Raw, you're like, who are these people? But then you have Rhea Ripley in there. I'm gonna keep watching it, but my money's on Kairi. I think Zoe should get an opportunity, but my money's on Kairi tonight.
I would love Kairi to win this. I would love Kairi to win this.
Kairi would definitely. I think this would be a must win for her in this case. But Zoe, I think she also has the potential as well because we've seen her in a Money in the Bank match and she's killed it. Like Zoe Stark has done very well in a Money in the Bank match, and she's a great athlete. So I'm kind of glad that that now that she's going the solo route, that we're able to see her showcase herself more the way they were starting to in the beginning when she did the thank you Trish, and they completely dropped that. I always dug Zoe Stark. I dug her more, especially when she moved up to the main roster. I think she has so much more potential and so much more to give for the business. But
was Kairi in Money in the Bank last year?
Kairi wasn't even around. Was she? No, I don't think so. No, Chelsea.
Zoe was in it last year, though, right?
Zoe.
Nah, Kairi gonna get it.
I don't think so. I'm almost.
If there's one person that can benefit though from my last chance qualifier, if they do that this season, it will be Zoe Stark because they can say she's back, she's doing whatever. I'm on my own, blah, 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 but I'm gonna do it tonight.
Yeah, you said it best though. She cold right now, and with Kairi coming back, like That's a good one. And then that also opens up that now what if of Kyrie in the bank and now going after EO.
So we got
Pirate Princess getting the. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna say that. Don't say that, Connie. But
just treasure, getting the treasure.
Getting a yes, exactly.
That's what you was about to go say. Yeah, we'll save that after dark. Yeah, this opens up them lines, but this hold on, let's not come on now. Let's not disrespect my client like that.
I wasn't trying. I apologize. I wasn't trying to.
First of all, the man, nothing's happening. She's still messing with Lyra. Lyra gonna mess that up for her.
Rhea and Becky are in the same position.
Yeah, she don't.
They're there for, you know.
But what we gonna see tonight? If Natty Neidhart come out,
go
up against Roxanne, that's match of the night.
It is.
I know AJ Penta and them, but yo, if Natty come out, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And then Natty Neidhart showing up to the Money in the Bank. This ain't gonna be the same as Talia.
Let's not do all that.
The boat cat lady. Like this is.
Let's not do all that. Let's not do all that. Let's not jump ahead of ourselves. We know who wins this.
I'm just saying the possibilities can go anyway. I'm saying
if there's a last chance match and she's in it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just as proud as you are of our prodigy growing right in front of our eyes and just getting the work put in that she's doing. She's becoming the workhorse all over again on the main roster because she's done it from NXT and it's stemming into her career now. I'm proud of her. Why are you giving me that face?
Because our prodigy is a strong term. You throwing out like that.
She is.
It's okay. At least I didn't know it was ours. Okay.
I was under the impression we were a tag team, but okay, never mind.
Okay. Because you was like that with the Fiend and all them. You was just like, hey, I'm in Wyatt City. You can always come visit if you like. It's like, okay, I'll give you your territory.
One last time for this match, though, y'all. One last time. So we have the King of Luchadors. We do have a new trademark in WWE, but technically that doesn't apply to this. Penta and AJ Styles. You have TNA. You have Luchador greatness. Then you have the experience of Finn Balor, like international superstar in his own, and then of course the NXT UK in JD McDonough. I feel like there's just so much that this picture says that I think it's definitely gonna have a potential to be neck and neck with that Natty, Roxy, and Zoe Stark, Becky match. Excuse me.
Can I ask a question to Flobo and Professor? Do y'all? What's the story here? Because at first we're thinking, okay, AJ and Finn might come together. Now it's like, is there something bigger y'all may be seeing that I'm just not catching yet? Because I'm just like, I like this, but it's like, what is it leading to?
Flobo?
So the way I see it now, you have on the Judgment Day side the terrible win-loss record the Judgment Day has. Finn's losing control in an era where there are no leaders, but everyone's making decisions without them. And technically, JD McDonough is his protege, or the guy he brought in. So I'm thinking more infighting will be the fallout. Then Penta definitely needs something a little bit beyond Chad Gable. So you give him in this matchup tonight. And AJ Styles needs to get his traction going because you lost to Logan Paul, 6 weeks ago? So I do think Penta and AJ wins this one. And because of their winning, that causes more strife with the Judgment Day.
Oh no, go ahead, Professor.
No. There's kind of multiple stories happening here. I mean, Penta's had an issue with the Judgment Day for months now. Certainly, it was involved leading into WrestleMania. The whole Dom situation, Finn costing Penta, all of that type of thing. AJ and Finn start battling. I mean, so it's really kind of interwoven there. But I do think ultimately this is all going to lead to either Finn just flat out leaving the Judgment Day or being ousted rather violently, which I think will be interesting.
All right. Well, I mean, I think this definitely could lead to some further shenanigans with the Judgment Day. I mean, we know that there's always been a power struggle in the Judgment Day, except for maybe when it started. But and in this case, it's just going to create some shenanigans and it's going to have to play out differently because, we've seen week after week kind of Liv and the rest of the gang kind of, not, I wouldn't say undermining, but kind of like, when you become a smart ass with your parent and they know, and like you're being sarcastic and they may not notice it at first, but you just, well, yeah, we cleaned the room and everything and did like you said, right? You said as long as we do that, I'm not grounded, right? Oh, Liv is just always like, oh well, Finn, if as long as the belt was one of us, it's with the Judgment Day, isn't it? And it's just like you could see the boiling in Finn. Finn is going to get frustrated. I'm not sure who's going to strike first, but I'm excited, and I'm always here to see shenanigans. So yeah, that's that. And then also, finally, we have one more match. I've completely forgot about this. We have Sheamus versus Grayson Waller, which I'm really happy that he's finally getting like a one-on-one match. I really do enjoy Grayson Waller, but I mean, I don't know where this is gonna go either. Maybe this could lead to something with Theory and him. Maybe there's shenanigans in that route. I don't know, but I don't know. What do you guys see here?
Break them boys up.
Break
them up.
Please.
These are two dope superstars that y'all are just not letting do anything. And I have no idea why. Like, they should be in the mid-card picture as we speak, trying to go for that Intercontinental Championship. Yes, and y'all just got them in the background as henchmen with no like villain to run after. It's just like, yo.
It's kind of like a limbo that they're almost in. It's like sink or swim time. What are we doing?
Shit, it's more like hell. Like, hey, you gonna come to work? But I got a match tonight. Nah. Well, what I'm doing? Well, Kevin Owens gonna punch both y'all in the face at the same time. Then we'll figure out what we're gonna do next week. Well, Sheamus is gonna beat you up, and then next week Sheamus gonna beat you up, and then we'll figure out next week. It's like, did y'all do something to somebody in the back where they just giving y'all the Triple H treatment right now? Because
that's funny.
Jeez.
That's funny.
Bobo, any thoughts on Waller and
I never liked the idea of A Town Down Under because I thought they were too similar. But at the same time, I'm a big Sheamus advocate. Like, he's one of my all-time favorites. Like, he's on my list. And that is a weird thing to say for a generation of fans who remember him as being the fight night guy. You know, I mean, here's somebody who's won it all except for the one title. And they've always been teasing that for long-term fans. And I feel like here's a chance for him to really have a run. But you're now in a time where you feel like he's like a different era now, still competing. Like, it's like almost an Natalia problem, where it's like, do you still want to believe in Sheamus when he comes out? Are you engaged because he's lost so many times? And so I hope he wins, but I think there's a lot more upside to Grayson Waller and Austin Theory doing the little like lover spat right now.
All right. Well, we will see on Monday Night Raw on Netflix tonight. All of that will be transpiring, and maybe we'll see Ced and Councilman on a watch along screaming at the TV as the Prodigy wins. I don't know.
Just said no. I mean, y'all just. I mean,
I'm just saying, Councilman. The chat is calling. The chat is calling for an appearance tonight. I don't know.
The chat asks for a lot of things. Okay,
that's true. That's true.
There's only so much your councilman can do in one day.
That is true. And speaking of being, being one to have so much to be able to take or do, let's talk about Saraya. She just recently came out on X or Twitter, and I totally understand the statement the minute she said it, where she was like, it's crazy that I even have to do this. But if you come to my signings, please don't try to kiss me anywhere, especially on my mouth. This is quote unquote from her Twitter. He wasn't able to because I moved, but Jesus H. Christ. Now, I'm gonna go first on this. All right, guys. I don't understand why we're still doing this. I don't understand why we still have to get to this point with a lot of, whether it's IWC fans, like obsessive fans, or just creeps at this point. But it's just like, you have to respect people, period. these people, Soraya is a person. Soraya is a human being. She's a woman, and she is a woman that goes through things just like everyone else in this world. Okay. I'm sure that the superstars are more than happy to pretty much renege and pretty much give you the autograph and the appearance and the signing and the presence that you need. They do what they do what they have to. You know what I mean? They do their part. But don't go ahead and overstep. If she's extending her arms out to you, she's making herself vulnerable to you. And you have to respect that. If you choose not to, what else do you think is going to happen? You're going to get carried away and you're going to get dealt with. And this is a woman in wrestling. The fact that we're still talking about this and still dealing with these kinds of things, this is not for nothing. And Soraya, this is just on a bigger platform because she's a superstar. She has a voice. So she's making it known. But women like myself, women who are just day to day, women who work hard, the fact that we still deal with this on a daily basis, it's constant. I could post up my husband. I could post up my work and things I'm doing, and somebody will find a way to still continue to try to egg on and get into the DMs and say all these inappropriate things or try to shoot their shot. Guys, what are we doing here? This is a signing. This is to meet your favorite superstar. This isn't Love Island or Love is Blind. This isn't this isn't like a thing where you pretty much, I guess people just live in this dream world when they watch these superstars and they're so larger than life and they're providing them a fantasy or whatever. And they just think that it's okay to just walk up to them in a signing and just try to kiss them or do touch them inappropriately or just go out and grab them. Like it's not right, guys. It's not right. And it's people like you guys that are going to ruin it for true fans, casual fans and major fans, the lifelong fans, all of them. You guys are going to make it worse for people like us who actually appreciate the work that these superstars do and the fact that they took time out of their schedules to meet you and to meet us. I'm sorry if I'm going off or I feel like I'm just like ranting on it, but it pisses me off to this day that this is just something that women will always have to deal with. And it's not just women either. It's men deal with this kind of thing too. But it makes it difficult to speak out about it because then we get looked like, oh, you're a bitch. Oh, you speak your mind. Oh, this, and that. No, absolutely not. I am a person. I'm a human being, and I have a right to my boundaries. If you can't respect that, step off and find another lane because it's just not going to happen. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What are we doing here, guys? Any of you guys have anything to say?
Officially, no, but I feel like that'd be a terrible podcast. But look, I will say this, man, and it's not I can't speak for being a woman, right? I can't speak for that because I do think that if you had to take a tally, like men are just crazy. But I will say there is a weird thing in entertainment when you entertain for others. You guys did commentary, you're racing adjacent, we were journalists. I've done shows where people kind of have a switch broken. When you're giving a good vibe or a good time and they feel a connection with you, they think that connection is personal. So that person believes that, oh man, they really impacted me. I'm going to show them. And there really should be a societal bound. There should be a friend. There should be like a switch back going, I shouldn't do this. Now, Soraya could have like knocked this person out, and then she could be in trouble, right? If that person were to sue after getting injured, she puts herself in an unprivileged position, so she has to go to X to say it. But it really is a problem when someone says that entertainer is doing this, making me feel okay. I'm gonna go out there and show her how much my appreciation by putting my lips on them. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a big jump in logic there that some people have that you really can't account for or defend.
It's just like what? Like this person literally probably woke up with the intention saying, I'm going to meet Soraya and I'm going to try to kiss her because she's the woman of my dreams. And I want to be with her and we're going to be together forever. Like, no, you're nuts. And I don't know what else to say about it. I really don't, because I'll just be here forever saying the same thing. But it's just unnerving. It's uncomfortable. Respect boundaries. We've had so many discussions about situations like this, and Soraya somehow always comes up. It's always with either Soraya or any other superstar as well. And Professor we've talked about it with Professor and TK and everybody here when all these other incidents have happened with fans, going over the top with meeting superstars. It's like, why do we still have to have this conversation? Why can't people just be decent human beings? There's literally no such thing at this point.
Yes,
Except the crew that I'm with, I don't trust much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the good and the bad of this business. But again, too, like even to the point, just ask yourself, does everybody treat the janitor with respect?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You have those ones who will throw away their stuff in the trash, in the janitor. Some will throw that shit on the floor and say, hey, they gonna clean it up anyway. It's just everybody has a different mindset. And honey, we could say that's what he had on his mind. It also could have been just a spur of the moment thing, just to say, hey, I did it, and I'm not tripping about the consequences.
But that's the thing that bothers me, though. The audacity, like that nerve, like what clicked in your brain to make you feel like you had the right to do that and thought there was going to be no repercussions or consequences?
No, it's not no thought about repercussions. Like he probably thought about that, but think about it. It's like, I got this moment. I'm going to go for it. No matter what happens. Yeah, I may get arrested. I may get punched in the face, but I did it.
That's what happens.
Yeah, the same one that threw that beer can at John Cena while he was in the ring. We know you're not supposed to do that. But he decided, hey, I want the attention, so I'm going to do it. Even if I get thrown out and I didn't pay $500 to $1,000 for this seat. It's the thing that you have with it. Like you said, it's not just women, it's men. Like I've had my whole package grabbed at Comic-Con. Just out of nowhere, like, hey, I'm a big fan. It's like, my hand's right here, right?
I'm a big fan. I'm sorry.
Like,
yeah, like my hand's right here. Yeah. She was just like, her literal thing was, I just go for what I want. And I'm like, security.
Oh,
Security. But yeah, and we're not allowed. And for us as men, some of us had that feeling like, hey, we shouldn't say nothing either because you just sound like a punk. Or it's like, oh, but why you feel bad? Like, yo, she came did this, and it's like, I didn't want that grab while I was at Comic-Con.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that happens, man, for sure.
It happens. It is what they call the price of fame. Is it messed up? Absolutely. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But that is the world that you find yourself into when you expose yourself to the world. And especially like with characters like this, like most people are not looking at her like she's a regular person. See, they're looking at her like this larger than life character. Same way when you look at someone like a Bret Hart and a Goldberg, and it's like, are you really finna challenge this dude that can bench press 350 because you don't like him?
And
like as much as I talk crap about Bret Hart, like I'm not finna go step to Bret Hart like, yo, put your dukes. No. But you got people that will think they can do that because of the delusion of grandeur that they've given themselves. And social media hasn't made it any better. You're one click away from talking to these people, let alone if they respond to a comment you said about, hey, man, I appreciate that comment. Man, I know she wanted now. Look at that. She messaged. She wrote on my page. I'm about to get them. It just that's unfortunately the price that we pay to be in here. And I don't know how we make it better for women or for men.
It's just
or for the women.
I don't even know where to start besides just simple respect. But not everybody has that mindset. Not everybody has that emotional maturity to be able to handle themselves with proper decorum. But
yeah, number two, a lot of them don't even have that. Like common sense is no longer a common thing. Most people don't have training. Like even think about like how we see folks at the airport. Like you're rushing this woman that's like 5'4", trying to get a picture with her and harassing her, rather than just like, hey, you know what? This lady trying to get to her stuff. We've caught eye contact. Hey, like what you doing? And keep it pushing. Like, hey, I saw her. Cool. That's in my memory now. If she got time to stop and take a picture, cool. But most folks ain't thinking about that.
And that's the other thing. You don't know what kind of mood these folks are going to be in. Of course, when they're at a meet and greet, they got to, pump themselves up a little bit, change it up a bit, put a smile on and whatnot. But even out in the street, and since we're talking about it, let's talk about it here. Another person, Kofi Kingston, spoke pretty much to speaking on Unlikely with Adrian Hernandez, was asked about a list of do's and don'ts for fans. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's quite a lot, but I will say just a bit of it. So, quote unquote, he says, "Don't talk to me. Don't think that because you bought a ticket that you have the right to shake my hand. Don't come up to me and say, 'Well, I bought a ticket to the show, so I should be able to get a picture, and you're obligated to come over to me.' That is not true. I do not have to do that. Do not come over and try to shake my hand, try to take a picture of me in the early morning when I'm trying to go to work." He also said something about, "If I'm hanging out with my family, I don't need you to tell me how much I suck. So don't come across as a liar when you tell me that I do. When I'm on top of the mountain with my boy Xavier Woods and one half of the WWE World Tag Team Champions, we are your boys, the New Day." Professor, I'm gonna let you kick this one off for me. Thoughts on Kofi Kingston's words on the list of the do's and don'ts that he has for his fans?
I think his do's and don'ts certainly make sense. I think some of it is obviously in this new space that he's in with the New Day, where he doesn't want to have a bunch of fan interaction. It would be kind of weird to be this, heavy heel with a bunch of fans hanging around. So I understand that. I think also it's a great way to wrap truth in there as well, because these are elements of respect that people need to be reminded of. I think Flobo was talking about earlier how, in the world of entertainment, somehow whenever you see someone on your screen, regardless of what it is that they do, and you have a connection with them, you suddenly feel like when you see them, you know them, and you don't. You know what they've presented, and they don't know you. And sometimes people forget that at the end of the day, these are people just like you, and they are deserving of respect, and they are deserving of honor and decency. I want to go back a little bit because you were talking about the treatment of Saraya and women and things of that nature. And let's do it. All right. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off because I'm sure that all of you in the chat have been paying attention to some of the things that have been going on in the wrestling world. And you know that there's a unique connection to some of those things with this particular platform. So I'm going to be very responsible right now. The first thing I'm going to say is this. There should never, and I mean never, be a moment in time where people feel disrespected at their workplace. Never, ever. I think when you start asking the question about how do we get people to really reinforce this concept of respect, it starts in the wrestling business itself. People need to be respected, and then we've got to turn around and reinforce the need to respect the people on both sides of the guardrail. I think it is a necessary thing that we stand up for people who have been hurt, who have been marginalized, and who have been disrespected in any way. And so I think we have to be responsible to do that. And so being on this particular platform, I think there's a responsibility. If we're going to stand up for Saraya, and we're going to stand up for several of the other names that have been mentioned, then we have to stand up for those who have been very vocal about what they've dealt with. If we don't, why are we doing this? Like, let's just call a spade a spade. I'll also say this. I think we're in a dangerous society when our moral compass is determined by capitalism. If we're ever in a space where our integrity comes into question for fear of retaliation, for fear of a paycheck or lack thereof, then something somewhere is wrong. Something somewhere is wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure someone will clip this. I'm sure someone will send this around. It's the way it goes. So you can look at my face when I say very, very clearly, I support my colleagues who in any way have felt disrespected. The wrestling business is an important business. And if you step out of wrestling for a second, I think it's so ironic that we're having conversations about how women are being treated in light of some of the cases that are happening right now in the public, in light of some of the discourses that are happening, all dealing with how women are being treated and handled.
Yep.
And I think that if at the end of the day, we aren't working to create safer spaces for women, for people of color, for people who are marginalized, then throw the whole thing away. And I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. I understand that there might be people who might get upset with me for saying what I'm saying. But if I can't stand up for right, what am I doing? And if doing the right thing is considered compromising, then throw it all away. What's the point? What's the point? If women are feeling like they have been disenfranchised in a male-dominated space, then why aren't we standing up and saying, let's fix it? Let's fix it. At the end of the day, it is that simple. If it is too difficult to say, let's fix it, then we have another issue. So I know there have been people who've been wanting this platform to say something. They've been wanting it since Friday. And well, here we are. And I'm going to say something because I know about what's going on. If you don't know, search it, you'll figure it out. But I want it to be very clear where Gerard Bonner stands. If you know me, you know very clearly I don't do foolishness. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So let's create a space where women, men, people who identify anywhere in that spectrum feel safe, feel valued, their voices can be heard, they can be respected by fans and promoters and wrestlers and everybody involved in the space. That's the very least that we can do. You're not required to like everything. You don't have to like characters. You don't have to like, personalities, all of that. That's par for the course. What's not up for debate is your safety. What's not up for debate is human decency. And if we have to be afraid to say right is right and wrong is wrong, that's not something I want to be a part of. So with all of that said, in terms of why it's a hard time for people to treat Kofi Kingston and other wrestlers and Saraya and some of my colleagues who have been who've had horrible experiences, it's hard to treat them right if it's not being enforced from everybody who has the potential to enforce it and speak up and say something about it. So yeah. And I mean it. And I wish somebody would challenge me on this. I wish you would. The bottom line is right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm going to say one other thing. Advocacy is costly. One of the reasons why, and I'm stepping out of wrestling, but stepping back in. One of the reasons why you talked about the pandemic earlier, why the pandemic was such a major thing. You had the George Floyd situation, which was like almost 5 years to the day.
Yes.
And, at that point, everybody started talking about Black Lives Matter and all of those kinds of things. And people started recognizing the need for advocacy. But people realized that advocacy costs. Advocacy is going to cost you your privilege. It's going to mean that you're going to have to lend what degree of privilege you have to help others. That's honestly why it's powerful that we have men on a platform called Women's Wrestling Talk. We understand that in the wrestling business, men have a degree of an advantage. When we lend our privilege and our advantage to talk about women's issues and to support what women are doing, we are advocating. It's what people of color ask for from majority populations. And so I say that to say that if you have a platform and you're unwilling to use it for the sake of advocacy, though advocacy is where you are, then you really should rethink that. If you have the opportunity to speak up and speak out, do so and don't wait too long, because silence really can be misquoted. Back to the show.
Whew, so well said. So well said. Thank you for that, Professor. I think we all needed that for sure.
It's the elephant in the room. We were going to act like we were going to go through this whole show and act like nobody was going to talk about it. I'm not stupid.
Of course.
Come on.
Of course. And I feel you.
Also, if you feeling froggy to run up on Professor,
Jump. We dare you.
You gonna have to deal with me. He's way more socialized than I am. This can get real ghetto real quick.
Dang.
Strike if you want. He'll can stand on the stove box. I'm gonna go for your kneecaps. Just know that. If you come at the Professor anyway, any of these people on this platform, best believe I'm the first one that will throw a punch.
I'm so tempted to hit that Courtney clip so bad, but you know what?
No.
We'll leave it at that.
He's in the valley.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Let's go on to, now that we got the heavy stuff out the way and points were made for sure. And I hope everybody heard it, those listening and watching. Let's get into one of the craziest men in wrestling right now. Let's just get into
This guy.
to Darby.
Talk about
Allin.
extremes.
So yeah, he takes extreme to a whole nother level every single time. And at this point, I mean, I'm not a hater on it. It's something that he felt he wanted to do and needed to do. He's reached Mount Everest, the daredevil Darby Allin himself. Pretty much peaked at the top. He also made a post about it as well. We're glad he made it safely. Here's just for a safe trip back down, please, Lord. Because we need you and we miss you in wrestling, Darby. Just saying, but congrats on your, I think this is something that was on a bucket list of his. I'm not sure, but cool. Any thoughts, fellas?
This is a strong word.
I miss him.
Wait.
I personally miss him.
Missing him in wrestling is a strong word.
Bruh, he's climbing Mount Everest. That's like basically space.
You
can miss him. You can miss him for
And
that.
all the respect and acknowledgement to him when she's like, we miss him in wrestling.
I miss him.
Bro,
We
I'm
is a strong term.
Well,
Ain't like he's
excuse
going to
me, I'm
Tampa.
sorry.
He's going up like what,
I
25,000
need to
feet?
start
That counts.
I think it's more than that. No, that is amazing. That is amazing all around. Like that is just incredible.
You won't see me up there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for real.
You never know.
I don't-
You never know.
I don't do that. No.
You never know what you might want to do.
No.
You never know.
I would willingly want to step into a ring before I step anywhere near Mount Everest. I'll put
See,
that.
you just told us that you'd rather do the other stuff than step in the ring. See, you never know. It just might take you, and we might just see Honey up there just
Right.
on
Right.
Mount Everest.
No. You're gonna see me like.
There you go. Be like, she brought the money up there too. Is that a pile of money she's sitting on the top of Mount Everest?
Well, either way, whether you miss him or not, hurry back, Darby, and hurry back safely, please.
Look, I just want to say about bucket list real quick, because I know all of us say we have a list of things you want to do before we kick that bucket, and we know cognitively that life is short, right? You get a phone call, it could change your life or what have you, but really, day by day, you're not doing something to get on that bucket list, like those screens cross off, it wears on you, and then you lose the motivation. So the fact that he could have been like, I like to climb Mount Everest someday, maybe after my wrestling career, and then when he gets that age, being like, nah, something else came up, and just said, look, this has to be done. That's what living really is. It's challenging yourself. Now, don't coffin drop off of Everest, Darby. You know what I'm saying? But
Please,
the
God,
fact
please.
you
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, 'cause you know, like,
He would do it.
He would do
We know
it.
he did it somewhere.
But yeah, the fact he did it, man, I commend him, man. Because we got to do that more. We got to just say, stop the presses. I'm going after what's on my dreams, what's on my bucket list.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do like that for him, especially with something I think even like Bailey mentioned a long time ago. I do like seeing these superstars being able to step out to go live life, to go like, hey, I want to do this, and it doesn't impact their career. Like, oh, well, you know, you miss these times, it may be up for you. It's like, no, they get to go live their stuff, experience stuff. Because even to this day, I'm still like salty that Damian Priest was not cast as Namor for Wakanda Forever. And I'm like, because I'm looking, I was like, yo, he'd have been fire as Namor. But it's like, you know, I guess I can understand back then. But like now where it's like, hey, go off and shoot a movie like Liv Morgan, and you still get to hold your title. Like, you don't have to be stripped for it. Go do it. We'll see you in a little bit. Come back. It's like, I like seeing that for wrestlers now. Go live your life, especially with everything y'all do. As much as y'all put y'all bodies on the line each and every single day. Like, this life
To live.
yeah, y'all deserve to live and be happy, not to where y'all done this to where it's like you walking funny when you in your 40s because you didn't get, and now you don't really get a chance to go do none of that. So
Absolutely, I agree. But yeah, shout out to Darby Allin. Let's end with a little greatness, shall we? It was announced that Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson have been inducted into the International Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame. Both well deserved. Obviously, we know Rocky Johnson being the father of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, final boss. Still wondering where he's at, but yes, and of course the great Tony Atlas as well, who I actually had the pleasure of seeing at ISPW when they had that Bret Hart show, that Bret Hart meet and greet. He was there at a table, and I personally thanked him for something that he didn't even remember doing, which was great. If I could just tell a little story. Tony Atlas has a very special, dear place to my heart. When I was a little girl, I went to the Poconos with my family, and we went to a wrestling meet and greet. Tony Atlas was one of those superstars. It was also K Quick, now known as R-Truth, and Honky Tonk Man. And I definitely, my dad wanted to meet Tony Atlas. I met him. I didn't really remember him so much because I was still little, but I knew who he was for the most part. And he told me, he was like, baby, that's The Rock. That's Rocky Johnson's tag team partner. This, gave me the whole spiel. He had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I told him then, it was, I don't know what I said, dance teacher or some dancer, choreographer, dancer for this, I don't know. And he was like, you would be great in media or journalism, or I see you telling the news. I see you telling the news or something, a microphone or something. I see that for you. Do that. Keep your head in those books. If you want to dance, go ahead and dance. But I think you should do some reporting or something. I don't even remember how old I was. I was still a young teenager, but I was just like, no, I'm going to go do what I want to do at the time. But thinking about it now and being here with y'all, that's why Tony Atlas has a very special place in my heart, because I had reminded him. I said, I met you when I was a little girl. And he was like, really? I don't remember that. He was like, well, I'm glad as long as it was something positive and you're doing it, I'm happy for you. So I'm happy for you, Tony Atlas. You definitely deserve this honor, as well as Rocky Johnson, the late great legend as well. Fellas, any thoughts on these two wonderful game-changing men? Professor.
Oh, I was looking at the councilman laughing.
Me too.
Like,
He's
really ready for this. Congratulations, certainly in order for both of them. Historic tag team, first African-American world tag team champions. And, both of them are currently in the WWE Hall of Fame. Well, cousin, I was I thought about it. I was like, I won't work that in there. But yeah, Tony Atlas has had quite the life. He's on this season of Dark Side of the Ring. and they chronicle a lot about his life. And so, yeah, congratulations to both he and Rocky Johnson, a pivotal tag team. And, you know, whether people realize it or not, they are amongst that group of people that ultimately made it possible for us to do what we're doing.
For sure. Flobo, any thoughts?
It's kind of the same thing. I know for a generation of wrestling fans, they remember Tony Atlas as the sidekick on the Abraham Washington show. But the legacy, a throwback, right? But but the idea of having these action figure men back then was a big deal. And I know now they kind of brand it as something bad, you know, like, oh man, representation is being forced down our throats. But I tell you one thing, I think at the time, that was a game changer. Like, oh, these people have the skin I got. You know what I mean? That's great. And that's something that maybe helped me out some days when I was my first time going to the gym trying those 10-pound weights. You know what I mean? Trying to play Tony Atlas. And so, hey, any recognition you can do that for people who just contributed to something that is evolving past their efforts is amazing.
Councilman, do you care?
Congrats to you, sir.
I knew it. I knew it.
No, I'm just trying so hard to not say what I want to say.
Okay.
Especially after the conversation we just had. That's all like. Congratulations.
Resist the urge.
Congratulations to you both. I feel the same.
Man, can you send me a text? Because I'm confused right now.
I just realized. I just got it. I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Just know he gave me one of the greatest lines in history. That
he did.
If I'm ever sad and you say it, I'm instantly gonna laugh.
Oh,
and if
boy.
you say it just like him, I'm instantly going to laugh.
Okay.
No matter what.
Speaking of something that'll make the councilman smile, look at this. I don't know if you saw it on the socials, but it's official. Roxanne Prodigy has signed ink. She's officially on the Raw roster.
Wow.
That's posted by WWE socials. Congrats.
Very nice.
Congrats to my client, as well as Julia.
Julia on SmackDown, yes.
Yes, Julia to SmackDown. Indeed. Look at you.
Now she got signed first. Yeah, okay, I guess. But you know, we won't.
Cindy, if you want to comment, please feel free. Yeah.
I believe she also got a qualifying match.
Julia, she does.
Yes, she does. SmackDown.
It's got Charlotte Flair involved. So that ought to be something.
You know what's funny?
There's something going on. You notice a pattern? Rhea.
Yeah, but it's kind of like very interesting. Like, do we get? I don't necessarily want to call them legends right now because, like, I don't think they've gotten there. But like, we got. Legends? I'm trying to icons. We'll say we got the icon possibility, and then the futures possibility of what this match could be. Because I'm, as much as I know what we've said it, but I would not be mad at seeing a Becky, Rhea, Flair, Bianca, and Nia Jax Money in the Bank match.
Ooh, heavy hitters.
That'd be insane. The heavy hitters, we'll call them that, like the heavy hitters. But also too, like, I'm very excited if we get a Kairi Sane, Roxanne, Julia, maybe even a Chelsea Green again, and we're seeing like the future of WWE's Money in the Bank match. So it's got me excited for them. These men, however, I'm gonna need y'all to go back to the drawing board with them because it's not looking too well. And we all only want one thing: if Karrion Kross does not win Money in the Bank,
he ain't winning. We
have failed. I'm so sick of them not giving this man the push.
I'm conflicted when it comes to that.
I'm not. He ain't winning nothing.
Hey, man, he grew his hair out, man. Don't do that to him.
Yeah, he changed his hair for everybody to talk to backstage. That don't mean nothing, Councilman. Come on.
I want to see the clock.
I wouldn't be mad if he won it. I wouldn't be mad if he didn't, because I feel like he has so much star power, especially now he's starting to catch real fire, that he's not going to need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I'm one of the biggest Karrion Kross advocates. I've been saying they've needed to push him for a while now, but now that we're here, I would think Triple H would do what he does and slow cook the hell out of this for sure with Karrion Kross, and that's what he's been doing, honestly, with Karrion Kross ever since he showed up on SmackDown and attacked whoever when they were dealing with Roman at that time. I feel like there's real long-term term story building. Say that 5 times fast. But yeah.
Global, I feel like you got something you want to get off your chest.
Man, you gotta let this Karrion Cross experiment go. You just gotta let it go. Like Killer Cross, yeah. The first 3 times he was on the roster, remember the final testament? There's only 2 testaments, but now there's a final one? Come on, man. How many chances is this dude backstage cutting class, not wrestling, is gonna get? Come on. I can't.
Well, you know what? I'll say it like this. You keep giving the boat chances. So if the boat can keep docking in.
The boat is a Guinness World Record holder multiple times. What does Karrion Cross do besides grow his hair out backstage? And y'all want to give him the rocket? Has he won 2 matches in a row?
I mean,
has he?
Well, first
He
of all,
beat a bunch of world champions last year. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Turned them all evil. All of them turned evil.
Clean too.
They crossed in.
And they all turned. Yeah. Shinsuke, AJ, all of that. Yeah.
Last year, okay.
If anything, we just haven't made it the main thing. If that was consistently shown to us all the time, I think we'd feel different about Karrion Cross.
And they say
the IWC got enamored with a really promo that seemed kind of old school pipe bombing, and I want to put him to the moon. But it's not going to work, man. I'm just putting it out there.
Why is it not going to work?
I can tell you why it's not going to work. Let me ask you this, right? And I want you to be completely honest with me. 2 questions. 1, what is your top 3 favorite moves of Karrion Cross? And 2, what was the last time he was backstage and you said, book it for WrestleMania? Sami Zayn?
Nope.
AJ Styles?
I'll give you a final test versus the Y6. That should have happened.
And where's the Y6 now? Come on, man. You're going back to 2024 again. Stop.
It's very sensitive.
Too much on the wires.
Wyatt Talk is very sensitive here.
I'm just saying that is
don't wake Lily up. Don't wake Lily up.
I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I'm saying I get it if you're like, man, in 2024, like there's some people that have a window. I look at LA Knight, his window is closing. I love him to death, but he doesn't make a move now. I can't ask for him to be the same place, the main event this summer or this fall if he doesn't make a move. Karrion Cross has moved so slow. I think everyone who wants him now is going back to that promo he did at WrestleMania, which is great, but promos can only get you so far. You got to do something in the ring. You got to have matches. You got to have moments. What's a Karrion Cross moment? I can't think of any.
Oh no, I do have to address this. We do care about the boat. I know I talk a lot of crap about the boat, but I will be 100% honest and stand forward. You would not have
WWT, so
you would not have half of the roster you're looking at right now if it wasn't for her.
True.
Yeah, that's it.
Many people, as she has shown how to do it in that ring, believe me, all your favorite women's event, now even some of your men, believe me, has stepped in that ring with Natty Neidhart, and they showed them
around everyone's faves. I don't.
Yes. Now, yes.
Even yours, Cedric. Mayor.
Hey man, he the boat biggest supporter. I saw him at that little shindig they had. He was there.
Yes, he was. Yes,
he was faking. He know he rocked with the boat.
Right. He gonna act like he wasn't cheering for her there.
But push Karrion Cross. I don't care what you say. Karrion, if Jey Uso can be champ,
you're gonna push him off a cliff. You're gonna Billy Gunn 99 him, and then you're gonna be mad when he flops.
All right, listen, you say that.
He was already Billy Gunned when Adam Cole tore him up in NXT. That already happened.
No,
that ain't gonna happen again.
I'm just saying, if Super Kick Spear Uso Splash can be world champion, look, you can push Karrion Cross.
Here's the difference between Jey Uso. I'm not even the biggest Jey Uso fan, right? Look, we talk about our favorite wrestlers now as grown people. But go back to the favorite wrestlers you loved when you was a kid. Mine was Tatanka. He wasn't a superstar, but he made the mid-card work. That's what Jey Uso is.
Tatanka was that dude, though.
That's what I'm saying. Kids love saying yeet. That's their thing, man. You can't knock that. That's a different side of the
But again, look how long it took.
Some kids say yeet, some kids
look
say
how long
fall
it
and
took
pray.
him to find it. Look how long it took him to find it.
Ain't no kids be like, we should all fall and pray.
Shit, they was back in the day.
That's dying right now.
No, that's the thing though. Like Professor say, let's call a spade a spade. And if this was Attitude Era, Karrion Cross would be champ.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yo, but Attitude Era was 25 years ago, Councilman.
I understand, but it's like, yo, there is a room, there is writers that can make these dark personas work. I know that's just not their primary focus right now. That's why you don't get this. That's why I'm a little nervous for Aleister Black. That's why you're not really seeing the Wyatt Six. That's why they're not pushing Alexa with the whole Lilith thing as hard as they used to.
Not yet.
Because we know that they're shifting to try to bring in different people. But if you were to go, hey, we're going to start focusing more on the stuff like how we did with The Undertaker,
right?
Carrion would be one of those.
Ooh, Courtney.
I just want to say real quick, because I know we're totally stretching this the show out. The difference between Karrion Kross and Aleister Black right now, this last one, him being now, is that one, Aleister's in the ring every week, and two, he's with Carmelo, and if you like The Miz or not, The Miz is the first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't have someone backstage being like, I see what you're doing 4 months and changing his hairstyles and come out and have a match where he loses and be like, that's the champ.
It's his thing. It's part of
thing is being mid. Is what I'm saying. And again, I'm not going at the guy who plays Karrion Kross. This is. I mean, the fictional character Karrion Kross is a non-starter, brother. I need a whole new reset for that to work for that dude.
I want May 19th, which we know is a special day for Kane.
Very special day.
Very special. Very special.
I want this to be documented on May 19th. Flobo said this, and the day Karrion Kross wins a championship,
we out.
When I tell you, Flobo, we gonna call you up here.
He not gonna answer.
I know, right?
I'm gonna be.
I didn't see the WhatsApp this week.
Right.
Be like, what day are you available? Be like, what day can you be on?
Dylan.
Okay. Just know. May 19th. Well, it's May 20th for him, yes.
Yeah.
But just know, because never say never. Especially in this business. And I'm so mad we do not have this Ric Flair clip on here no more. Because I was about to say I would be so obnoxious.
I'll do it for you. And I promise you this. I'm gonna be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and you're all gonna learn to love it because you'll have no choice.
I love it.
And then after that, to soothe your mind, I'm just gonna sing R&B ballads as the Macho Man.
Hey, look, you know what? If Jey Uso is your champ, you don't respect him. You think that Karrion Kross getting some gold?
Whoa! Let's see. Look at that. You being a real. Hey, you being a TMZ journalist right now.
This is a lot.
That's what you're doing. You're being a TMZ journalist right now. I never said I respect Jey Uso. Let's not say I didn't say that. All I'm saying is, no one ever was looking at him with face paint and them plastic shorts on. It was like, you know what? World champion.
Okay.
Right,
but when your boy Karrion came to the main roster and was wearing leather straps across
that's not his fault. That's not his fault. That is his fault. Don't do that. That is Vince's fault. Okay. Vince sucked that man down. Don't do that. Because when he was on NXT, he was killing it. I don't know what that Roman Spartan thing was Vince was trying to do. That is not his fault.
That was so dumb. That ruined that was part of it that ruined it. And also like not letting Scarlett wrestle.
No, Scarlett needs to wrestle. The fact that she can do it and not is really annoying me. For sure.
Oh, we know
I
she
don't
can.
know why she's not. Yeah, I don't know why she's not. That may be what get him over.
Could be.
Put her in the ring.
Please.
I would love to see Scarlett in the ring anytime. Don't know why the Smoke Show is not in the ring. Maybe they can't afford to pay her to be in the ring.
Ooh,
2 contracts.
She said, I'm too expensive.
Well, I'm too expensive to step in this ring with y'all. I've wrestled in and put on bangers.
Oh God. This was a great debate, like talking about the Karrion Kross push or don't push. I actually enjoyed that. That was nice. Was not with it. But anyway, I think that's pretty much we have all for today, unless you fellas have any final thoughts about anything in regard to the today's show.
I would like to make a request that Corey Graves go back to Monday Night Raw so that NXT Bonafide can happen in 2025. Because I be hearing the commentary. I love it, but we know what we missing. Okay. And since everybody's watching this, and I know people are gonna post this, listen, we need the voice of the voices. Okay. Not the voice of the voice. We need the voice of the voices.
Voice of voices. Yes.
We need NXT Bonafide in 2025.
Let's do it.
Facts.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
So since we're at the tail end, let's get into how the lovely people listening and watching can find us. Flobo.
Yeah, every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. live. We talk about everything in wrestling. We call it Draped in Gold. Learn more at drapedingold.com. And my sports blog is called justasandwich.com. I write every week about what's going on with sports with a comedy twist. Come through, say what's up.
Love that. Love that. Shout outs. Councilman.
You can find me at Carrying Cross is a champ, no matter what you think. Across all socials and on YouTube.
I'm going to unfollow this.
But yeah, just make sure you follow me at Will Farrell, PHARAOH, across all socials, YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you check out Straight Out of a Comic Book that always drop content weekly, as well as the Kayfabe podcast that will be on most of the time the weekends, but we have to change things up because Honey is rich, and that's what she forces us to do. Because
my God.
Weekends now, she counts her coins in a vault before she goes swimming.
Yeet.
Wow.
Yeet.
Wow.
To defend and retain.
Wow.
Wow, that's a champ right there. That's a champ.
Wow.
I just want y'all to see who he was pinning, though, and that was Xavier Woods. I just want y'all to know that. I just want y'all to notice that. That just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out.
Apparently, you can find Dylan at The Gospel According to Bonafide, and I love that.
I'm telling you,
totally
yo,
be the name of a show. Totally needs to be the name of a show or podcast.
And I'll just say this just because, like, I think highly of him. Like, I went and like watched like Ashe wrestling this past week, and I was like, yo, this is the dude that like keep you in here. Like, I'm not trying to gas him or nothing, but I get like Jerry Lawler vibes. I get like the King. I get like 90s Attitude Era when I'm listening to this, and I'm just like, yo, I just need this on NXT. Like, I enjoy everybody on it, but I'm like, yo, if we just had that one add in.
And I know, like, Vic and Professor
and Book, it's a wrap.
We're manifesting for you, Professor. That's what we're saying. We're advocating for our family member here and manifesting as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
How can the wonderful people continue to find you and your amazing gospels?
Well, you guys are very kind. You can find me at Bonafide across all of the social spaces. Commentary work, you can check me out with Southern Honor on IWTV. We just dropped another episode last week, so you guys can go and check that out. Let's see. Of course, you mentioned Ashe Wrestling. Again, you can check out like all that what we've been doing there at AsheWrestling.com. Also on the Ashe Wrestling YouTube channel for Ashe Wrestling TV Season 1 is there. And speaking of Ashe Wrestling, June 28th is our next big show. Return of the King. It's the return of Cedric Alexander, who will be back. He'll be taking on Yaya. And they just announced another first round match for the Ashe Wrestling Women's Championship Tournament. It'll be Kiera Hogan against Jocelyn Navarro. So that's going to be a big match, along with some other great things happening on June the 28th at Ashe Wrestling. Again, tickets are available now at AsheWrestling.com. And again, at Bonafide, you can find all kinds of cool things. And there's some very cool things in the works. I can't quite say yet, but you'll know sooner than later. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, I like that. I love when professors cooking some stuff. That gets me
we're
really hyped. It also makes me inspired and get my creative juices flowing as well, for sure.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely love that. So really looking forward to all that. You guys can always find me here. Every now and then, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, when I'm not working my tail off in the honey pot. With the WWT Live crew. You can find me every week with the boys at Kayfabe Podcast, Councilman and Dion. Man, we had a hilarious episode this past week. If you haven't seen the clips, please don't even bother. Just watch the episode when you're done here or after the watch along later tonight or whenever you can. But it is a must-see episode. I literally watch it just to make myself laugh and to make myself feel good in the day. It's really, really funny. But yeah, also
sorry, Michelle. Once again, I'm sorry, Michelle.
If you know, you know. You have to watch the episode.
Oh, wow.
It's great. But yes, shout outs to my brothers at the Kayfabe podcast as well. Shout outs to my esteemed co-host and panelist here at WWT, and the boss lady said, everybody, Jacob as well, Courtney. Also Wrestling with Honey, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to think of anything else I have cooking. Website coming soon. Website coming soon. Got a logo, official logo that a friend of mine, shout outs to Justin, is drawing for me. And I'm really, really excited because I'm gonna be asking what y'all t-shirt sizes real soon. So yeah. So really excited about cooking up all that. Again, maybe at the top of the hour, might be a Monday Night Raw watch along with said, might not be, not sure. Will the councilman show up for Roxy's triple threat qualifier? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. You'll just have to stay tuned to find out. But that's pretty much all we have for you guys today. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. Cousin Ron, Amanadu, Dylan. I saw Special Little Nobodies, of course. Jeffrey, Cyndiel. I saw, of course, Courtney. And I hate forgetting people. Mackenzie. Thank you so much, Chris Leclerc. And happy early birthday to you. I saw that you said your birthday was coming in 14 days. So shout outs. Caitlin Connell, pleasure having you. Thank you for joining us as well. And if I missed you, I'm so sorry. I apologize, but please. There's only so much that one person can do and take. But anyway, this is Women's Wrestling Talk. And we are the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. We will see you guys Wednesday. Have a great evening. Bye, guys.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.